What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. Okay, so we're going to continue our coverage over X-Men comics as we work our way up to Days of Future Present. But first, we gotta jump back over to Excalibur, and we gotta cover Excalibur number 25. And here is the reason why, because we are gonna see Galactus going up against the Phoenix. Now remember, around this time in Marvel Comics, Rachel Summers was the Phoenix. And the question is right now, why is Galactus coming after her for? Now, let's not forget, when it comes to Excalibur, they had just arrived back in their own reality. You see, when it came to our coverage over Excalibur, we had just wrapped up a story arc known as Cross-Time Caper, where you had our heroes traveling across the multiverse, having a hard time getting back to their reality. But the problem is, as soon as they arrived back home to their reality, well, that was the moment they were confronted by Galactus. And they're trying to figure out, why in the world is Galactus here for? Now, when it comes to our heroes, they are then confronted by Nova. Now, when it comes to Nova, around this time in Marvel Comics, she was the herald for Galactus. Now, she does explain to us why Galactus is here for. Now, real quick, I'm not going to sit down and really dive into her origin story. I'm going to save that for another video down the road because I just want to focus on Galactus going up against the Phoenix. Now, getting back to the idea of why in the world Galactus is here for, you have Nova say because Galactus feels like the Phoenix could most likely be a threat to his survival. Now, before she is able to explain more, you then have the Phoenix hit Nova so hard that she sends Nova flying all the way over to the moon. Now, after you have Rachel Summers send Nova flying all the way over to the moon, we see the Watcher there as well. Now, when it comes to the Watcher, you have our heroes wondering if the Watcher is going to step in and stop Galactus. But you do have the Watcher remind our heroes that, listen, he's only here to observe. That's all he can do. And so he's going to watch and see what could possibly happen when it comes to Galactus going up against the Phoenix. Now, when it comes to Galactus, he does explain what he wants to do here. He says, listen, when it comes to the Phoenix, I feel like she is a threat to my life. So I created a device that will allow me to be able to split the two once again and release the Phoenix back into the cosmos where it belongs. Now, when it comes to our heroes, especially Nightcrawler, he's wondering what rights does Galactus have to come in here and say what's going to happen and we have to follow. Who put him in charge? But you have Galactus say, dude, I don't care who you think you are. I know I am way more powerful than you are. There's no way that you'll be able to stop me if I want to pull this off. Now, when it comes to the rest of the Excalibur team, they kind of feel very upset about the idea that Galactus is not trying to give Rachel nor them the choice to decide what to do with the Phoenix. And so you have Captain Britain believe that he should be able to talk some sense into Galactus, meaning that he's going to try to punch Galactus in the face. But here's the problem. Galactus brought different kinds of creatures to keep Excalibur busy long enough so that he'll be able to get his hands on Rachel and pull off his crazy scheme. But now we have to jump over to Alistair Stewart. Now, when it comes to Alistair, he's not really part of the Excalibur team. He belongs to WHO, an organization that stands for Weird Happening Organization. They go around the world to investigate weird things happening in the world. Now, when it comes to Alistair, he was with Excalibur as they traveled across the multiverse. But at the same time, this guy does have feelings for Rachel Summers, but apparently he has a plan to save Rachel from Galactus. Now, when our heroes go inside the lighthouse, we also get reminded that what's been happening in the lighthouse since Excalibur #1. Every once in a while, you do have one of our heroes on Excalibur walk into a room in the lighthouse. And when they do, they are instantly teleported to a different reality. And so for some strange reason, the lighthouse is connected to other realities in the multiverse. But either way, once you have our heroes being able to come back to their reality, you didn't have Alistair tell Rachel he has what he needs to possibly stop Galactus. Now, when it comes to our heroes, the rest of Excalibur, they're still fighting against the creatures that Galactus had brought with him to keep them busy. And our heroes, they're struggling. Like, yes, they are winning, but the problem is more and more creatures keep popping up, and they're not able to focus on the main problem, which is Galactus. Now, for our heroes, another powerful character arrives to just observe what's going to happen between the Phoenix and also Galactus. And that would be Lady Roma. Now, when it comes to Lady Roma, she is the protector of the Omniverse. And so when it comes to our heroes, they believe with her being here, she's going to step in and stop Galactus. But she says, no, I can't step in. And the reason why? Because fates are involved. We have to see who will stand and who will fall. And so for our heroes, they look at her like the Watcher, a useless character here to just observe. Now, when it comes to Rachel and Alistair, when they come back over to the rest of the team, well, you didn't have another character appear. Now, the rest of the team trying to figure out who in the world is that character, but Rachel knows this character very well. It's Death. And now Death, alongside with the Watcher, alongside with Roma, watching to see what is going to happen between Galactus and the Phoenix. It seems that possibly somebody might die here today. Now, when it comes to Nova, she does come back and she tries her best to go after the Phoenix once again. But you have Rachel once again send Nova flying back in the other direction. Now, this leads us into the actual plan of Alistair, where he wants to send Galactus to a different point in time. And matter of fact, he begins the process of trying to do that. But here is the problem. Galactus is a powerful being that cannot be moved so easily. And you have Galactus tell him, dude, what you try to do is crazy and wild, but it's not going to work on somebody like me. So my small friend, try out someone else on your own size. And so it seems our heroes are about to lose their closest friend because now they have nothing else they can do to possibly stop Galactus. And so when it comes to our heroes, they realize that they're now out of options. The only options they have left now is to continue and try to fight against Galactus, except you have Rachel say, no, everyone stop now. And let me explain why. There's no point you guys trying to fight against Galactus because no matter what we do here, we are going to lose. The only way for us to win is to allow him to get the one thing he wants, which is me and the Phoenix no longer being bonded to one another. And so you have Rachel head over to his machine and begin the process of removing the Phoenix from her. Now, here's the problem. You see, there's still a small chance that Rachel might die when it comes to this process. Now, as soon as you have Rachel begin to go through the process, you then have Death, the Watcher, and also Lady Roma step in. And when they step in, they say, hey, Galactus, let's talk real quick. You see, here's your problem, Galactus. You say the Phoenix has the ability to wipe out planets. And that's your problem right there, because you feed on planets. You are worried about the idea that there could be no planets out there for you to feed on because of the Phoenix. But here's the thing. You forgot the Phoenix may bring death, but she also brings new life. If you get rid of her, you begin the process of breaking the way the universe works, and then most likely it could lead to your end. You see, you're so worried about how she works, but you don't understand your plan could fall apart down the road where you might no longer have any planets to feed on, because without her, we can't bring new life into this universe. And so once you have Galactus realize what they are trying to tell him, he backs away. He says, you know what, fine. Rachel, keep the power of the Phoenix. I'm gonna leave for right now. But you can tell Galactus realized that what he did was wrong, but at the same time, he still hates losing. But this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. Also, if you have any suggestions on books I should read, well, please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But guys, see y'all next time. Later.